give up. Don't give up. He's in the bathtub. Okay? You guys come on over. Have a seat. Let's have a chit chat. Let's hang out. Let's chill together, y'all. Let's hang out. Let's do this. Let's do this, mother. Oh, hey, settle down. Settle down. You guys settle down. Okay, hi. My name is Christy. Christy the Great. Just kidding. Just kidding. I got to, oh my gosh, I moved you guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm new to all this filming jazz. Jazzarooski. I'm plugging in my vape, this. Because I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. Yay! Yay! And the crowd goes wild! Woo! You guys, settle down. Seriously. Come on, serious. This is a serious conversation, okay? No. No. We will always have fun. Always have fun when we are hanging out together, you and me, okay, you guys? So, hi, my name is Christy. I did a small intro video this morning about this video, and I am in recovery from drug addiction. And about 6 years ago, I wrote a testimony when I was in inpatient treatment. And I would like to read that to you guys. Since you guys are at my house hanging out, I'd like to read that to you guys and see what you think about it. Before I start, however, I need to make it clear that yes, you can in a minute, hang on. My beliefs 6 years ago were a lot different than they are now. I was very religious then. I'm not so much now. I'm still very spiritual, but I don't believe in God in the traditional sense that a lot of human beings do. So I'm just putting that out there. My testimony definitely reads completely different. I talk about God a lot. I've also, I think, got some clips from the Bible. I'm not going to read that. It's just not who I am right now. It's not who I am. And if I'm going to be honest, it's really not who I ever have been. But you know, you have those times in your life where that's who you think you are, and that's where you think you're at. So, now that that's put out there, what else can I tell you? I do not edit my videos. I am going to have to go shut off the water. My boy is taking a bath, and that's why it's the best time for me to do a video. Not that I mind him in my videos at all. He's definitely cuter than I am, so yeah. I don't edit. What you see is what you get. My name is Christy Matthews. I don't know if I wanted that. My whole name. Oh well, it's done now. Provided I upload this video. What else can I tell you? I have been an addict, a drug addict. I have been an addict of all things since the day I was born. I have been a drug addict for about 21 years. I'm 44 years old, widowed. I live alone with my 4-year-old son. And with that being said, let's get into this. Actually, before I start, you guys, I'm going to show you something, and then I'm going to go shut off the water, and then I'm going to read the testimony, okay? This I found along with the testimony today. Because I did have 1 year clean when I was at Harbor Light. I had 1 year clean, no medication, nothing. That was awesome. It really felt amazing. And I did have a relapse, and that I freaked out, absolutely freaked out, because I never thought I could get clean. So getting clean after a year and then relapsing devastated me, and that's when I started at the methadone clinic. So this says, this certifies Christina Matthews celebrated 1 year of recovery in Christ. Wow, interesting. So there's that. All right, you guys, go get a drink or something. I'm gonna go turn off his water. I'll be right back. Okay. I didn't mean to scare you. Didn't mean to scare you. You guys still here? I hope so. I'm still here if you're still here. Okay. All right, you guys, I have not read this in about 6 years either. It's personal. I do remember that. I mean, it's got a lot of personal details. Obviously, if there's something that I don't want out there for the whole world, I'll skip over it. I think the end, I kind of screwed up the ending, but we're all friends here, so basically I'm reading this for the first time too in a long time, so let's do this together. A little bit scared. I'm scared. Okay. Oh man, y'all, it's been almost a week since I bought a pack of cigarettes. A week. At least 2 months since I've had Mountain Dew. Now, I have had soda, but not Mountain Dew. It's been almost a week since I bought a pack of cigarettes. Yes. Just because I'm an addict does not mean I can't. What am I trying to say? My son put Jell-O in the bathtub. Is that awesome or what? I know, baby. I hear you. Just because I'm an addict doesn't mean that I can't endure and conquer, whether it's cherry cheese danishes or cigarettes or drugs. Not right now. I'll be there in a second. Hang on. So let's do this, okay? All right, here we go. I wish I had a door right there. That it's all right. I'd rather hear him. Anyway, he's old enough now to be in the bathtub alone, but, you know. Anyway, okay, here we go. My name is Christy. I am a believer who's in recovery and struggles with alcohol and drug addiction. I also struggle with obsessive compulsive behavior, but that is not my focus here today. The insanity of my life started at a very young age. I was the oldest of 2 living with both parents in Colorado Springs, Colorado. My mom was and is, and still is today, a proud pothead. And my father was an alcoholic and a drug addict. I really can't say that he so much is anymore. What in the world? Do you guys see that, y'all? Oh my gosh, this is the heater. Do you see that above my head? Right there? You guys, I thought it was a fucking ghost. Oh my God, I was gonna piss my pants. I told you guys I live alone. What would I do without you guys here? That scared me so damn bad. Okay, here we go. Okay, so my mother, right. My mother was codependent and could never find the strength to leave my father. She still is today. Not with my father, though. She could never find the strength to leave my father, no matter how much he physically abused my brother and I, or emotionally abused all of us. Both parents worked and were professionals at making our family look perfect and happy. Inside the doors, it was pure hell. I grew up thinking I was ugly and worthless and would never amount to anything. I was the older sibling, 4 years older than my brother, and I got the brunt of my father's abuse. My brother died like 10 years ago. We really think his wife killed him. But that's a whole nother video. My father also struggled with OCD, and when things didn't go his way, he would put us down, criticize us, or straight up hit us. I remember one time he got angry with me and punched me in my face. If that wasn't bad enough, he was wearing his giant class ring that left a nice impression on my lip, as well as a fat lip. Most of the time, my brother and I were made to stay in our rooms. I would never have blown that in your face, for real. Most of the time, we were made to stay in our rooms. We were never allowed to be a part of anything that was going on in the rest of the house. It was a very sad and isolating time in my life. My brother and I depended on each other for support, and we got each other through those days. My depression got so great, I thought of suicide often. I had even more pressure at school with female teenage relationships and the idea that being cool was the most important thing in life. Wow, man, I haven't read this in a long time. This is harder than I thought it was going to be, you guys. I had always been very against... Okay, hold on. Almost done, baby. Hold on. I had always been very against drug and alcohol because I hated the fact that my parents did it. But the crowd at school that I found acceptance in drank and took drugs. As a senior in high school, I started skipping classes, smoking cigarettes and pot, and drinking. It made the pain go away and made me feel less ashamed and less worthless. It gave me the ultimate sense of acceptance. The only other thing that gave me comfort at this point was my cat and God. I had been to many different churches with various friends throughout my childhood years, but I still didn't know much about God. The one thing I did learn at the age of 16 was how to ask Jesus into my heart. I also knew that when I was alone in my room crying, that God was listening and there with me. Or somebody, anyway. That part wasn't in it, though. I didn't know what I had done to deserve the abuse or why it was happening. But even at that age, I had the smallest feeling that God had a greater purpose for me. At that point, I put in Proverbs 3, 5 through 6. So if y'all want to look that up, you're more than welcome to, but I'm going to pass on reading that. My school career came to an abrupt end. My father had recently lost his job at the bank, and he was in a deep, dark depression. All he did was sit on the couch all day and drink beer, get high, and play Nintendo. Hold on, honey. Life was even more miserable for all of us then. One evening I came home with a friend and asked my father if I could stay the night at her house. He reached under the couch and pulled out a gun, took the safety off, and said, "Hell no. If you walk out that door, I will pull the trigger." This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Shit fire. You saved them matches. Shit fire, damnation. Okay. I walked out the door despite his threats, and that night I decided to leave home permanently to preserve my life. A week and a half later, I left home the day before my 18th birthday. It was a month before my high school graduation. It just so happens that that was the day my mother tried shrooms for the second time in her life. My parents didn't even realize that I was gone until 10 o'clock that night. My friend and I drove to my aunt's house 1,800 miles away to Greencastle, Indiana. That'd be Green Dingle, Indiana, y'all. That's where we went. Yes, we did. Look, I'm a little short in this video. Sorry if I keep straying off. Like I said, this is a lot harder than I thought it would be. I do need to get it done, though. Little boy's going to be ready to get out of the tub soon. My aunt was a huge pothead as well, which enabled me to stay high on pot for the first year of my adult life. Awesome! It was also in that year that I tried cocaine for the first time with my aunt. I also drank regularly with my cousins. After that year with my aunt, I got a place of my own. Once that happened, my drinking and drugging intensified. I always had a steady job and paid my bills, but I still made sure to party regularly. I acquired a manager's position at Subway and would smoke joints in the back room between customers. You guys, oh my God. I was like 20 years old. I'm 44 now, and oh my God, memories. Okay, nothing but watercolor memories. I know that's not how that goes, but will you guys calm down? Let's get through this, okay? It was also around that time that I tried meth for the first time. When I was 20, I had a party at my house with some of my work buddies, and the next day I found out I was pregnant with my first child, my first son. During the pregnancy, I took one hit of one joint and 3 drags off a cigarette. I hadn't lost self-control yet. That's all I did the entire time I was pregnant with my first child. It wasn't until 3 years later, when my daughter was born, that I became completely powerless over my addictions. When I was in labor with her, the anesthesiologist messed up my epidural. Long story short, I was prescribed a number of narcotic pain medications. There's where my 14-year addiction to opiates began. I had no idea what I was about to put my children through. Son of a bitch. Oh, my poor children. And they are amazing kids today. You guys, my daughter is in college. She's going to school to be a doctor. My son has graduated college, and he makes very good money. He has his own secretary. Oh, you guys, I'm so blessed. So blessed. My kids, very amazing human beings, and to make it through and survive what I put them through. Let's keep going. I began to do all the things I never thought I'd do. My first felony crime that I committed was prescription fraud, but I got away with it. A very close friend of mine went to the detective on the case and told him that she was the one that forged the prescription. That is awful. She did this so I wouldn't have to be taken away from my children. She did a year in prison for my crime. As time went on, I tried every narcotic pill that I encountered. A few years later, I committed my second felony after discovering Xanax. Okay? Listen, y'all, I had a friend, that girl, in fact, she used to dream that the Klonopins were attacking China because that's how bad downers had become in my life and affected everybody around me. Downers are bad, bad, bad. Xanax, Valium. I'm almost done, okay? Just a paragraph. Hang on, here I come. I stole a purse from the public defender's secretary in the county courthouse. I stole her purse. I actually have a video about that. I will try and link it down below, but I'll try and remember to do that. I'm not sure that I exactly know how to do that just yet, but bear with me, you guys. You can check out my channel, and there is that story, I believe, in my videos. Yeah, I stole the public defender's secretary's purse, so needless to say, nobody wanted to defend me publicly. Ba-dum-bum. Okay. Even at my lowest moments, God was with me. First of all, I should have been dead after taking 27 Xanax bars. Second of all, I only spent 90 days in jail total for that crime. I thought I'd be in there for the rest of my life. An old lady was arrested for the first time in her life a few weeks after me. She was very upset, and the other women ignored her and made fun of her. Okay, hang on. She just wanted somebody to talk to. So I offered her a Coke and just listened to her. She eventually asked me my story, and I told her my story, and she told me she had an attorney friend who might be able to help me. I thought it was very nice. Let me go see what he wants. Otherwise, he's going to be too distracting. You guys, hang on. Okay, I'll be right back. You heard me? Yep. Sorry, guys. This is heavy shit. I'm really sorry about that. Okay, she eventually asked me my story, and she told me that she had an attorney friend who might be able to help me. You know, because none of the public defenders or attorneys or anything in the county that I lived in wanted to help me. I mean, I stole a purse from the public defender secretary. Nobody wanted to help me in the county I lived in. I thought it was very nice, but highly unlikely. People always make empty promises in jail. I continued to pray, and God remained with me, even though I still wanted to be in control of my life. 3 days later, her friend came to see me and told me that he was going to take my case pro bono. 3 days after that, I was released from jail, you guys. I just gave this woman a Coke and listened to her. Okay, shortly after that, the same attorney became a judge in that county. Today, he is one of the best judges in the county. All that came from giving a woman a Coke and just listening to her. After, let me take a break here. I just got to put this in. After I did my last stint in jail and did my year at Harbor Light, I went in to get off probation, all that good stuff. And that judge, good grief, I know you guys hear that. Wow. That judge and another judge congratulated me and said they'd seen where I had come from, all the things that I had done, and not many people make it in that town. And it meant so much for me for him to congratulate me. I mean, you know, he knew my family, everything I'd been through. I just gave this woman a Coke, you know? Amazing the things that happen in life. Okay, let me get through this. Unfortunately, this wasn't the end of my criminal career. I've gone to jail approximately 17 times for minor crimes, violations, and felonies. One of my most heartbreaking ones is where I was driving very high with my daughter in the car. The incident caused me to lose my daughter for 5 months. I fought hard and did what I needed to do to get her back. But even that didn't bring me to the point where I was done. It's saying next page, but... Oh, I see. And then over here on the other page it says, actually, that is a lie. Truth is, I was still getting high on pills that I had a prescription for. Plus some. The ones I didn't have a prescription for never showed up on the drug screen CPS gave me. Again, I was getting away with something I shouldn't have. Wow. 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 I desperately in my heart wanted to stop the madness and suffering I was causing myself and my family. I just couldn't do it alone. Mind you, I had been to resident treatment at Harbor Light in 2007. But that was just for the courts. So I had been there to Harbor Light before. I learned a lot, and I really liked the place. I even came back a couple of times to try to detox, but I was just using the place to try and make myself look good. In May of 2012, I was on home detention when I went to the courthouse early in the morning to do my home detention schedule. I had recently come into some money due to the death of my husband. I was going through about $300 to $400 a day on pills or other drugs. Because of this fact, I woke up high that particular morning from the night before when I went to the courthouse. My home detention officer took one look at me and demanded that I go take a drug screen. Well, duh. Needless to say, I went back to jail that day. As many times as I had been incarcerated in the county jail, I have never been to prison. I knew that this time the prosecutor would be pushing for that. By a blessing of God, I had a paid attorney. He and I both agreed the source of my troubles were directly related to my serious drug addiction. I desperately needed treatment, and I needed to be there longer than 2 weeks. My attorney talked to the prosecutor, and everyone agreed to send me back to Harbor Light, but this time for 3 months. A few months prior to this, I began to pray to God to deliver me from my insanity of taking drugs and drinking. It wasn't until 2012 that I utilized the tools that Harbor Light had to offer me and discovered a deep, meaningful relationship with God. All right, let me finish this paragraph. Here I come, love. Again, God's plans for me were unfolding. I arrived at Harbor Light and went directly to residential treatment again. This time was different, way different. I don't exactly know when, but sometime in residential treatment, my whole outlook on life changed. I realized that I really wanted my recovery more than I wanted anything in my life. I was finally ready and willing to do whatever it took. Over the next few months, the change I noticed in myself was incredible. I listened intently in all my meetings, read the Word, and prayed so much more often. I started doing service work and also began to do volunteer work around the center and around the city. With all that was happening to me, my cup ran over and my gratitude was massive. I stopped cussing and my taste in music even changed. God had worked miracles in my soul. I know in my heart that I will be able to help others who struggle like I have. It's a lifelong process, but with my program and relationship with God, I know I can go all the way. I know I have a very bright future in sobriety, and God's got big plans. All right, you guys, that's it. That was deep. And on the back of it, it says, what obstacles have you had to overcome, and how did you do it? I wonder why I wrote that on there. Keep it on. Keep your towel on, baby. Or go over there. So, I'm going to let you go. I got to take care of my boy. I really thank you all for sitting and listening to my testimony. That was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, you guys. If you want to share this video, that'd be awesome. If you want to subscribe, that'd be even more awesome. But regardless of all that, I'm glad you guys hung out with me. And thank you for listening. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. I love you.